Howdy folks, thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all doing okay today. Gonna be a little short one right now, but I finally figured out the easiest way to explain something that's been on my mind a lot lately. A lot of people, and this is across the political spectrum, across the ideological spectrum, seems to be almost a universal truth, seem to enter into the arena of debate or exchanging thought or argumentation with the assumption that their beliefs are right. Now, you may have thought through some of them, you may have listened to a lot of data that supports your point of view on an issue. Doesn't mean you're right. And here's the best way I can think of to illustrate this. This just came to me. Alright. So, in the year 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed, and all the founding fathers committed treason. Okay. Well, fast forward a few years, post-Revolutionary War, we made our Constitution. And we espoused a ton of rights and claimed that all men were created equal and claimed a lot of things that we didn't live up to, and a lot of people that were in the civil rights movement and in the abolitionist movement said that the United States had written a check to black people that had not been valid, and that when the end of slavery and segregation, the United States government finally came good on that IOU. Very fair point. One of the things that I wanted to kind of set out in this is, okay, when you look at governance on a global scale, as far as, okay, there's the United States, and there's Australia, then there's the UK, then there's, the Scandinavian countries, there's Russia, China, Australia, Mexico, Canada, a lot of other countries, a lot of other styles of government. I will be the first to admit the United States has problems, and has problems that do not just stem from the pandemic and all the problems that are associated with that. There's a lot of problems that you can deal with. But that said, it is the freest country in the world with the greatest amount of social safety. You can go to countries elsewhere where there's very little to any government intervention in your day-to-day life, but you don't have the safety and security of the United States. So, and if you look at where everybody's trying to go, they're all trying to come here. So there's that argument too. But anyway, it took some of the greatest thinkers and the most cautious people years to even come up with the first draft of the Constitution of the United States, and much less it took 75, 80 years after that to right the wrongs of slavery and segregation, or slavery, and then it took another 40 years after that to make women seen as equals in the U.S., and it took another 50 years after that for legal segregation to be ended. And all that was driven by very smart, very dedicated people, and that's fine. But I think that most people that are activists and calling for this or calling for that and this is going to sound crazy, especially a lot of elected people don't really think about much and aren't cautious in what they are attempting to do in government or in activists, the policies they are attempting to move forward. So that's my opinion. I just wish that people would be careful in what they're thinking, what they're espousing, try to see the second and third order effects of what may happen. I also think that a lot of people take for granted the fact that you're standing atop the shoulders of every generation before you with access to the entire history of human knowledge in your pocket, and not applying critical thinking and the use of that knowledge in a proper manner. So, told you it was going to be kind of short. Quick little thing I wanted to get out there. That's what I got on this one, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all next time.